All right, so ready to deep dive into wax bleaching.
Sounds good to me.
We've got a career guide, interview questions, and even some AI insights from RoleCatcher.
Really aiming to get you ready for that interview.
Yeah. So let's get started with, like just the basics.
Right.
The career guide kind of paints this picture of a wax bleacher working like behind the scenes in a manufacturing plant.
Okay.
All those filter presses and tanks.
Uh-huh.
Not your typical candle making setup.
No, it's more like purity and brightness on like an industrial scale.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Every candle that burns evenly and, gives off that beautiful, clear light, that's the work of a skilled wax bleacher.
Okay, so how do you kind of get that across in an interview?
Yeah.
Let's look at some of these sample questions.
Right.
Question 1 is, such a classic. What inspired you to become a wax bleacher?
I mean, it's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's your chance to show genuine interest.
Right.
Don't just say you need a job.
Right.
The career guide even mentions the industry's growth and demand.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what sparked your interest.
Yeah, or maybe, like the career guide also suggests, you're drawn to the hands-on, like problem-solving nature of the job.
Right.
You could even talk about how you've always been fascinated by the science behind creating those perfect candles.
Exactly. And that's where something like RoleCatcher's AI can come in.
Okay.
It can actually analyze the specific job description and suggest ways to, tailor your answer.
Wow.
So maybe the company emphasizes sustainability.
Uh-huh.
You could mention being drawn to, the eco-friendly aspects of modern wax bleaching.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to question 2. How do you ensure the wax bleaching process is safe for the client?
Oh.
Now, this one throws in a bit of a curveball, right? A client.
That's a good point.
What's going on there?
It suggests there might be more to this role than, just working within a candle factory. Perhaps some companies offer wax bleaching as like a service to other industries. So don't be afraid to acknowledge this in your answer.
So instead of assuming it's all about candles, you could say something like,
Yeah.
I understand that safety is, paramount, whether the client is internal or external.
Right.
I'd strictly adhere to safety protocols like, wearing protective gear,
Yeah.
handling chemicals responsibly,
Exactly.
all that good stuff.
You could even mention being proactive about staying updated on the latest safety regulations.
Yeah.
Showing that commitment to continuous learning, which, the career guide really emphasizes.
That's great. Okay, question 3. Can you explain the difference between wax bleaching and other hair removal methods?
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Did they get their wires crossed?
I think so.
What's happening here?
This is actually a chance to demonstrate, your professionalism and your knowledge.
Okay.
You could politely point out the confusion, saying something like, I believe you might be thinking of a different process. Wax bleaching, as it relates to candle making, focuses on purifying wax to enhance its color and burning quality.
Okay, what if they insist on talking about hair removal?
I would just, simply reiterate that your expertise is in wax bleaching for candle production.
Okay.
Honesty and clarity are key. And, plus sticking to your area of expertise is something RoleCatcher's AI, emphasizes when you're practicing answers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Question 4 is a bit of a challenge. How do you handle difficult clients who are not satisfied with the results?
Okay.
Again, the client thing is interesting.
It is interesting, but regardless of who the client is, this question is about showcasing your problem-solving and communication skills.
Right.
And, the career guide highlights the importance of teamwork and clear communication in a manufacturing environment. This is where those skills come in.
Okay, so you could talk about the importance of active listening,
Yeah.
understanding the client's concerns.
And then explaining the process and possible solutions in a clear and concise way.
Exactly. You could even mention a hypothetical situation
Okay.
and how you'd approach it calmly and professionally.
Yeah.
Always aiming for a solution that meets both the client's needs and the company's quality standards.
Question 5 dives into the technical side a little bit. What are some common mistakes that wax bleachers make, and how do you avoid them?
This one feels like kind of a trap.
It can feel that way, but it's also an opportunity to showcase your understanding of the process and your commitment to quality.
Okay.
Instead of listing, hypothetical mistakes, focus on preventative measures.
Okay.
The career guide stresses the importance of, meticulous cleaning. You could talk about your strict adherence to cleaning protocols for the filter presses to avoid contamination.
Smart. So you're not admitting to, errors.
Right.
But you're showing that you have a proactive approach to quality control.
Exactly. And this ties back to what RoleCatcher emphasizes.
Tailoring your answers to highlight the specific skills the employer values. If they prioritize quality, this is your chance to shine.
Okay, question 6. Can you explain the difference between hard wax and soft wax?
Oh.
This is where things get a little technical.
It does, but don't worry.
Yeah.
The interview guide expects knowledge about different wax types and their uses.
Right.
You'll need to do some research on the properties of hard wax, like paraffin, versus soft waxes like beeswax or soy wax.
And the career guide does mention that the choice of wax, depends on like the desired candle type.
Right?
So you could explain like how hard wax is ideal for certain applications, like container candles, because of its, higher melting point.
Exactly.
While like soft waxes are better for things like dipped candles.
Exactly. And you can like tie this back to your role as a wax bleacher.
Okay.
Explaining how understanding these differences helps you choose the right bleaching techniques and equipment settings for each type of wax.
Yeah, that shows a deeper understanding than just reciting definitions. Right. You're showing you have practical knowledge.
And that practical knowledge is what employers are looking for, as the career guide suggests.
Right.
It's about showing you can apply what you know.
Now, question 7 takes us back to the whole client mystery. How do you ensure the wax bleaching process is comfortable for the client? This one's a head-scratcher.
It is a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like a question more suited for like a spa treatment than a manufacturing process.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can still use it to showcase our adaptability and soft skills.
Okay, so instead of focusing on physical comfort, we could talk about the importance of clear communication.
Right.
And managing expectations.
Exactly. You could say something like, I'd explain the process beforehand, letting the client know what to expect in terms of like noise level and potential odors, especially if they're unfamiliar with the manufacturing environment.
You could also mention the importance of like being respectful of the client's time.
Right.
And completing the process efficiently.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It demonstrates professionalism and like a client-centric approach, regardless of who the client might be.
Okay, so question 8 kind of jumps out at me here. How do you handle a client who has a low pain tolerance? I mean, are we sure we're still talking about like wax bleaching for candles?
It does seem like a mismatched question, Maybe borrowed from like a different industry or something.
Yeah.
But remember, every interview is a chance to showcase your skills, right?
Right.
This question allows you to highlight things like, empathy and adaptability.
Okay, so like instead of getting hung up on the whole pain aspect,
right,
you can reframe it. You could say like, while wax bleaching itself doesn't involve, any discomfort, I understand that some clients might be apprehensive about the like industrial setting.
Right.
I would, address their concerns, explain the process clearly, and ensure they feel comfortable and informed.
Exactly. You're showing that you can handle like those sensitive situations and adapt your communication style to different personalities, right?
Right.
These are valuable soft skills that any employer would appreciate, as the career guide suggests.
All right, question 9 is another one that seems off. Can you explain the benefits of wax bleaching for a client's skin? Again, like this definitely feels like a mix-up.
It does.
Maybe with hair removal or something.
But instead of just pointing out the error, you can use this as an opportunity to, showcase your knowledge and your professionalism.
Okay.
You could say, like, to clarify, wax bleaching and candle production is about purifying the wax.
Right.
Not about skincare. However, I understand that some clients might be curious about, like, the different types of waxes used and their properties.
Okay.
And I'm happy to discuss those.
Yeah, that's a good way to kind of steer the conversation back to your area of expertise.
Right.
While still being helpful and engaging.
Exactly.
And it even kind of subtly highlights your knowledge of different wax types, which, the interview guide does mention.
Exactly. And this is where something like RoleCatcher can give you an edge.
Okay.
By practicing your answers with, the AI. You can like refine your responses to address, potential curveballs like this.
Right.
So you can ensure you stay, confident and focused on your strengths.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so question 10, classic question. How do you keep up with the latest trends and techniques in the wax bleaching industry?
Okay.
This is your chance to really shine as a lifelong learner.
And the career guide does emphasize staying, current with industry advancements, right? So don't just say, oh, I read articles.
Right.
Be specific, right?
Yeah.
Mention industry publications you follow, online forums you engage in, or even like courses you've taken or something.
You could even mention a specific trend like, the increasing demand for natural waxes.
Yeah.
And how you're staying informed on, the latest bleaching techniques for those materials.
Exactly. That shows you're not just like passively aware of trends, but actively seeking knowledge to improve your skills.
Okay.
Right? Demonstrates initiative and a genuine interest in the field, which are qualities that employers, really value.
Now, stepping back from the individual questions for a minute, the career guide outlines these different stages in a wax bleacher's career.
Right.
So how do we connect that back to the interview?
Well, this is crucial for understanding where you fit in, right?
Okay.
And how to frame your experience.
Okay.
Are you entry level, assisting, learning the ropes?
Right.
Or are you like a seasoned pro ready to lead a team and like optimize processes?
Right. So let's say you're, aiming for that entry-level position.
Okay.
The career guide really emphasizes tasks like assisting with equipment operation,
Right.
monitoring those gauges, and like ensuring meticulous cleanliness, which they talk about a lot.
Right.
So this is where you, showcase your eagerness to learn, your attention to detail,
Right.
and your reliability. Highlight any experience, even if it's not directly related to wax bleaching. That kind of demonstrates those qualities.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you've worked in like a fast food restaurant, you could talk about the importance of following strict procedures to ensure, food safety and customer satisfaction. It might seem unrelated, but it shows you understand the value of like precision and consistency,
Right.
which are definitely crucial for a wax bleacher.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher can actually help you identify those transferable skills.
Oh, wow.
From your, past experiences and present them in a way that resonates with the employer's needs.
Now, if you're going for a more, senior position, the career guide highlights leadership and problem-solving skills.
So think about times, you've led a team,
Okay.
even if it was just a small group project, in school or something.
Right.
Talk about how you, delegated tasks, resolved conflicts, and ensured everyone contributed to a successful outcome.
And don't forget those problem-solving skills. Career guide mentions troubleshooting, equipment issues. So, have you ever fixed something, even if it was just like a broken appliance at home?
Yeah.
Talk about your process,
Yeah.
your attention to detail.
Your ability to think critically.
And the career guide also mentions that wax bleaching supervisors are involved in, like, analyzing data and trends.
Right.
Which might seem intimidating, but, any experience with data,
Yeah.
even if it's just, like, organizing a spreadsheet for a school club,
Exactly.
can be relevant.
It's about demonstrating your comfort with numbers, your ability to identify patterns, and your willingness to use data to, improve processes, right?
Right. So before you walk into that interview, think about the specific skills and responsibilities outlined in the career guide
Yeah.
for, each level.
And then tailor your answers and highlight the experiences that best align with, the position you're targeting.
Okay.
It's all about showcasing how your skills and aspirations match the company's needs.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be, your secret weapon.
Exactly.
It helps you, refine your responses, highlight the skills that matter most to the employer.
Giving you that extra edge in the interview.
Yeah, it's like having a personalized coach,
Exactly.
guiding you every step of the way.
Ensuring you present yourself as, the ideal candidate.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But there's one final piece to this puzzle.
All right.
How does RoleCatcher's AI actually work its magic?
Well, it all starts with, data.
Okay.
You upload your CV and the job description to RoleCatcher.
Uh-huh.
And then its AI analyzes both documents.
Okay.
Identifying the key skills, experience, and keywords the employer is looking for.
So it's not just like matching words.
No.
It's like understanding the underlying meaning.
It's about understanding the why behind the words.
I like that.
And RoleCatcher then uses this analysis to provide you with, personalized feedback and suggestions.
Okay, so it might suggest like adding specific keywords to your CV, highlighting certain achievements, maybe even restructuring sections to better showcase your strengths.
Precisely. It's like having a, professional CV writer working alongside you, ensuring your CV is optimized to attract the employer's attention.
But RoleCatcher doesn't stop at the CV.
No, it also helps you prepare for the interview itself.
Oh, okay.
It provides you with like a library of practice interview questions tailored to, the specific job you're applying for based on its analysis of the job description.
So you can like practice your answers
Exactly.
and get feedback from the AI
on your delivery, content.
Oh, wow.
Even like your body language.
It's like having like a mock interview with an expert.
Who can pinpoint your strengths and weaknesses,
Right.
helping you refine your responses and like build your confidence.
But all of this is like powered by AI.
Right.
Which means it's constantly learning and evolving.
Getting better at, matching candidates with the right jobs.
So as you gear up for that Wax Bleacher interview, remember that you're not alone.
You have the career guide, the interview guide, and RoleCatcher's AI.
All working together to help you succeed.
Take advantage of these resources.
Practice your answers, highlight your strengths.
And go into that interview with the confidence of knowing that you're prepared to shine.
Because the world needs skilled wax bleachers.
To keep those candles burning brightly.
So go out there, ace that interview, and embark on a fulfilling career in this fascinating industry. Okay, so we've gone through those interview questions.
Yeah.
We've even touched on how RoleCatcher can help tailor those answers.
Right. Yeah.
Really get you ready to shine.
Uh-huh.
But there's one more thing to think about.
Okay.
The career guide's breakdown of a wax bleacher's career path.
This is where you figure out where you fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you just starting, eager to, learn everything? Or have you been doing this for a while? Got those leadership goals.
Right, and the career guide does kind of outline these stages.
Yeah, from entry level all the way to supervisor.
With, increasing responsibilities and expectations.
And it's interesting to see how the focus shifts as you, move up.
Yeah.
Early on, it's all about those technical skills, right?
Right.
Operating that equipment, keeping an eye on the gauges.
Making sure everything's super clean, like the career guide says.
Exactly.
But as you move up, it becomes more about problem solving, leadership.
A senior wax bleacher isn't just following steps. They're figuring out what's wrong, making the process better, even teaching those newer folks.
And then supervisor level, it's big picture stuff.
Managing the whole department, coordinating with everyone.
Even using data to be more efficient, just like that career guide mentions.
Exactly.
So let's say, you're applying for that entry-level spot.
Okay.
How do you connect your past experience, even if it seems totally different, to what they're looking for?
You got to think about the core skills. Attention to detail, following instructions, working hard. Ever have a part-time job where being precise was super important?
Like maybe you were a barista, carefully making each latte.
Yeah, or a cashier, handling all the money perfectly.
Right. Might not seem like wax bleaching, but it shows you get those basic things employers want.
And RoleCatcher can help you explain those connections.
Oh, wow.
It's all about showing those transferable skills.
Not just what you did, but how you did it.
Exactly.
Okay, but what if you're going for, a more senior role? That career guide talks about leadership and problem solving.
Think about times you took charge, maybe like volunteering or a school project.
Okay.
Did you have to sort out problems within a group?
Or come up with a really creative solution.
Those are the things that show you have leadership potential.
And for problem solving, think about any time you had to fix something.
A bike, a computer program, even just untangling a huge knot.
It's about showing you can look at a situation, figure out the root of the problem.
And then actually fix it.
And then there's that top supervisor position. That career guide talks about being strategic, using data. How do you show you can do that, even if you've never managed a whole department?
Think about projects you led.
Okay.
Planning an event, organizing a fundraiser.
Even if it was just for school, right?
Did you set goals? Figure out how to use resources, track how things were going.
Did you use, even just a simple spreadsheet to help you make decisions?
Those are the things that show you can think big, manage things, and use data to make smart choices.
And RoleCatcher's AI can make sure you highlight those skills in your answers.
So you really stand out as the best person for the job.
So, before you go into that interview, take a minute. Think about your journey.
Yeah.
What skills have you learned? What tough stuff have you handled? What are you aiming for?
Use the career guide, like your map, the interview guide to practice.
And RoleCatcher's AI to give you that extra boost.
With those tools, you're ready to go into that interview confidently, show them what you can do, and start a great career as a wax bleacher.
Because, like we said, The world needs those skilled people.
To keep those candles burning bright.
So go out there, ace that interview, and good luck.